Welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. It's time for another live show because we still have interesting USPSA-related drama going on this week, and I'm at home and in a position to talk about it. So joining us again is Nick Yanutola, Grandmaster Nick. Say hi, Nick.
Hey, guys.
Yes, and Angry Matt, Grandmaster Matt.
What's up?
From Super Tactical, yes. And Candice, producer
Cool
Candice.
intro here.
Who's not a Grandmaster. That's sad.
Not yet. That's sad.
All right, so it's Thursday night. So we are a few days into the Unplanned Targets debacle, and there's still a little bit of controversy going on online. And it is good fodder for conversation. So, Matt, your video now has 300,000 views. Your pirated video, I might add.
Almost.
How do you feel about it at this point?
I don't know. I can't believe it's that popular.
I don't know that it's popular is the right word. It's widely viewed.
Infamous is the right word.
Yeah. Look, I was just trying to do a service to the community by rehosting a video that obviously had interest in it. And that's that.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So the new stuff is you're an IDPA member, so apparently IDPA sent out a blast about this.
Oh no, I'm not a member, but I've been made aware that IDPA sent out an email blast.
I'm a member and I didn't get the email. Woo.
I did get the email.
You did get the email, Nick.
Yes.
So you're a member of IDPA.
So Nick should read it because I don't have it. But it basically says there's a video on the internet and it wasn't at an IDPA match, and don't do that, right?
Yes.
Now, Nick, you've been following this a little bit on some different forums and even posting about this. I think you're not a fan of this video being out there?
In general, I'm not a fan, and the reason why is not because I'm not in favor of being safe or anything like that.
Anti-safety.
Nick hates safety.
Right. Anti-safety, Nick. No, my issue with the video being as widely viewed as it is that out of this 300,000 views, how many people that have seen that are USPSA members? I don't know. We have
at most like 20,000.
Yeah. Okay. So that leaves a whole lot of people who view that, and it's probably their only exposure to USPSA or practical shooting in general. So without the context of realizing how rare that is, it's going to drive them to have a negative opinion of the sport. It's unavoidable, right?
Yeah, so you are probably quite accurately pointing out that this is not exactly good press for USPSA.
Right, yeah, and it's not, I don't think it's going to blow the sport up or anything. I mean, it's just, I've written about this a little bit on the forums, but depending on the kind of guys you have at your club, that you may need to convince that USPSA is not dangerous. Videos like this, and this is not the only one, and it can't be put back in the bag now, obviously. But these videos do not help. So I think it was, I think a video like this certainly can be used in RO training or whatever, and it can be helpful in that context. But when you just throw it out there, it's kind of like,
Well, in fairness,
we look like a bunch of hooligans then, right? And
yeah.
In reality, we all know that this is extremely rare.
Yeah, it is rare. Matt, so now 300,000 views, and of course, you did not anticipate it blowing up this big.
No. Well, here's the thing, right? So I've started an Indiegogo campaign for people to put donations towards removing the video from YouTube, and then, of course, a matching campaign for people that want to pay to make sure I keep it open. After at the end of March, whatever has the most donations, I'll do that.
So this is all about doing a service to the sport. That's what you're saying.
You're such a giver.
Very helpful.
I actually just thought of that right now. I better hurry up and do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. What?
I mean, I don't know. I can't. I guess it's possible that there could be some clubs where the guys, are against USPSA, and this type of video is going to convince them to
yeah, but nobody got shot. The system worked, right?
I have to think it's so
safe.
It's so obvious
even a clueless dude didn't get shot.
Yeah, it's so obvious that guy did something really, really wrong that It's not like they're going to look at that video and go, "This must happen all the time."
No. Okay. So in the wake of the unplanned targets debacle, which is, I guess, yeah, it's still going on.
Yeah.
We've got a much smaller bit of drama, but I think maybe even a more interesting bit of drama going on. TacticalYellowVisor.net put on their fucking Facebook page today a video from a club match in Indiana, and I thought it was a very interesting take on it, where it's just the guy's post on there is, "Hey," I should probably read it verbatim. I don't want to misquote him, but this post has since been picked up, and it's now made its way over to Facebook and to the Duty forum where guys are talking about it. It says, "I guess this is going to be the week of USPSA derp," and he links up a video, and it says, "If the jump ahead to 250 in the video," and Candice, you can put this video in the show notes. But what this is a hat cam footage of a USPSA match, which is probably the same sort of thing that people have seen all the time, but in the video, you can't really tell the angles that well, but it looks like a guy shooting pretty much right on the 180 at some targets, not doing anything unsafe by USPSA rules, but shooting right at the 180. And you can see in the video, off to the left side of the guy's gun, there's some dudes hanging out uprange, and it isn't a super safe looking video. So all of you.
The problem is the berm ends like right past the targets. It's pretty bad.
Right. Well, so you would say if you take the guy's gun in the video and he points it just a little bit to the left, he'd be shooting somebody. Just not much. I don't know how much, but a little bit to the left, he'd be shooting somebody. So, Nick, you saw this video, I take it.
I did.
Yeah, and it did spark some interesting discussion on the forum. What did you think of it?
Well, first of all, I think that you have to look at the context of how does video actually change the way that a stage looks versus what you actually see there as a shooter, and it can be significantly different. So I'll throw that out there. I think you have to be careful about reading too much into a video like that. And so I'm going to say first of all that if we weren't there, we don't really know what it looked like. Okay.
Yeah, we got a pretty good idea though.
Yeah, we had a decent idea. So, other than that, I wouldn't necessarily design a stage that way, but people on the forum are saying or whatever. Well, I'm not gonna. If I was there, would I refuse to shoot the stage or something like that?
Yeah, that was one of the crazier comments on the Facebook page.
Right. Should I? So I'm not gonna shoot this. I'm not gonna not shoot the stage if I'm there. My primary concern would be probably splatter, and I think the barrels are.
So in the video there was a couple poppers and some barrels, right? Like the poppers are faced so that splatter could potentially be headed uprange, right? Because it looks that way.
Could be from the video, but again, from the video you can't tell exactly what the angle on the poppers are.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I don't think again, TacticalYellowVisor.net, that's not a USPSA shooter. All right, so this is if you're not a USPSA shooter looking at this video. You're like, hey, from the angle that guy's shooting, there's a dude fucking downrange of him. Like, he's shooting that direction, and there's a dude standing over there.
But if it's not USPSA, it's big boy rules, right? I mean...
Well, no, that's not what he's saying. He's saying you're shooting, and there's a dude downrange. Like, the Tactical Yellow Visor doesn't give a fuck about the steel or the steel splatter. Like, that's not what he's talking about. It looks like there's a dude downrange. So what would your response to that be, Nick? Like, there's a dude downrange.
There's not a guy downrange.
Well, that's what it looks like, because you're shooting in the direction and there's a guy right there.
You're shooting at, what do you think, about 150 or 60 degrees?
No, forget the degrees. He's shooting, and there's a dude right next to if he just takes the gun and puts it to the side a little bit, he's going to hit somebody.
Okay.
That's how it looks. He's not talking about fucking degrees or any of that.
He's like 15 feet away. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't.
It is fine.
I mean, the angle of the shot is not my primary concern with that target arrangement. I would look at that and say my bigger concern would be if I was ROing that stage, I would be looking harder at the reload because the right-handed shooter at that point is going to want to reload, and then he's going to want to kind of flip his muzzle a little bit to the left. It wouldn't be actually while shooting the targets. I just don't. I think it's a safe angle to shoot. I would be more concerned with the reload.
All right. What about you, Matt? You saw the video?
I mean, the first thing I thought too was the steel was going to send frags up range. And then the second thing I thought was that people were going to whine about the angle forward of the 180.
Man, they're whining about it. Like,
I mean, we've all shot stages like that. The thing about the picture is that there's a guy, you know, uprange 15 or 20 feet past the target he's shooting, and you know, you're right. If that was the back berm and he was standing against the back berm, that looks sketchy. But everybody knows the 180 is like a hard force field that no USPSA shooter is ever going to swing their gun that way. Right?
Well, I'm not sure that everybody knows that. I mean, if you look at this as not a USPSA shooter,
right.
They don't know what those people. We're not worried about 180 or not 180. It's just look at what direction you're shooting. You see, like, because that's kind of the context of this is being discussed. Kind of the same as the Unplanned Targets video, right? It's like this. I know how it looks to me as a USPSA shooter. I'm kind of thinking about how does it look from the outside looking in.
In that case, this one is way worse because nobody's doing anything wrong, and that guy still almost gets shot.
Right.
At least in mine, that guy clearly fucked up.
He almost died.
Yeah, but that guy clearly fucked up, so that's his fault.
Yeah, it's true.
This other guy's just like getting a magazine out of his range bag. But he's fine. He's fine.
Oh, I talked to that guy. He was bending over to pick up a wall, he says.
So the guy in the video in question that is like very near
almost dead. Yeah.
almost dead.
No.
Holy shit.
No, he was just picking something up to put something away from a stage or something.
That's fine. He's way up.
What's really funny is he was the match director too.
Like there's a bench in the picture that's further up, further downrange than he is. Yeah.
All right, guys. Let me ask you this. So, if a guy had been shot on this stage, well, obviously that didn't happen. But let's suppose something happened and a guy was engaging that target and he fucks up, slips or something, and ends up shooting a dude, you know, uprange, 10 feet uprange of that target. How would you defend that? If you have to go explain this to your gun club board or something, like how are you defending that? Nick, run with it.
Are we talking about the second video then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, anytime somebody gets shot, you're going to have a hard time defending it to the gun club board, I think. You know, no matter what the circumstances are.
Well,
really.
I don't know.
Unless they're really fat and they shoot themselves, then everybody figures.
No, I mean, your most common shooting injury, you being USPSA related, is going to be somebody either drawing or reholstering, shooting themselves. That's going to be the most common sort of deal, right? I mean, and that's pretty easy to explain to the board. He'd be like, yeah, that guy fucked up, and he shot himself.
In terms of people getting shot, I would say yes, but still somebody getting shot is not even near the top of the list of injuries that probably happen in a USPSA.
That's true. It's a very safe sport. But let's say somebody gets shot. When we put a target basically on the 180 or near the 180, and a guy somehow, I mean, obviously something else would have to happen, and then a guy gets shot. Like, how are we explaining that? Because the obvious question would be, why the fuck are you putting the targets there?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, there's not going to be a logical answer that's going to sound great to the shotgun side of the club or really anybody. I mean, it's not. I don't like the stage design personally. I think it could be.
They could have just moved the array a little bit downrange, couldn't they?
They could have put that array a little further downrange and put a barricade to where, you know, if they wanted to shoot, if they wanted a big transition, they could just block off those targets visually until the guy's further downrange. I mean, that's probably how I would try to design that. I mean, it's. I don't think it's like unsafe the way it is, but again, we're trying to be excessively safe, obviously in USPSA.
Well. I'll be honest, I don't really like the way it looks on video. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, God damn it, like that doesn't look too good. And when you've got guys on social media saying it's the week of USPSA derp, and then we're seeing here as
we're part of that derp, man.
Okay, so the first video kind of got it kicked off, and it seems like now everyone's combing the internet looking for anything even remotely questionable, right?
Well, see, but what's really interesting about this scenario is this is not uncommon for USPSA shooters, and then as seasoned USPSA shooters, all of us, we look at this and we're like, yeah, we've all shot stages like that, no big deal. But then if you, from the outside looking in, people look at that like, are you fucking stupid? Like, you're shooting in that direction. There's a dude standing over there in that direction. Like, what are you thinking of doing that?
Well, the guy could just go crazy and shoot us all or something. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy too. I mean, he wasn't shooting at people. I'm just saying. It's like...
No, he wasn't shooting at the dude. He's just shooting in his general direction.
Well, like, within a 180-degree cone, I guess, yeah.
Again, outside of USPSA, people say fuck your 180. They don't care. That's not relevant. It doesn't matter.
It's always going to be a judgment call.
Well,
all right. Unless you want to shoot.
I guess they shouldn't play USPSA.
No, actually, what they probably are thinking is you shouldn't play USPSA at their club. It's probably more the discussion that they're having, which is not super productive for us. Matt, you look like you wanted to say something.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how wide is one of those barrels? Like 30 inches wide? It's like that guy's standing like 8 barrels down.
He's trying to figure out a scale for it.
He's trying. Yeah. So you're sitting here with a fucking protractor.
Get the calculator out.
Like you're sitting, like imagine like having this conversation with the board at my club, sitting here like, well, guys, he's 8 barrels away.
He's 8 barrels away.
This video that looks really questionable to you is actually fine. Where it looks like he's shooting in the direction of a person, but the guy's actually 8 barrels away. So that's cool. Don't worry about it.
Well, like, serious question. All right, you know, we're obviously working within the confines of the 180, but what is the safe, you know, buffer zone for a target to be downrange? You know, is it 160? Is it 140? I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't put a target like at 175 in that situation, like all the way back on the back fault line. That would be stupid. But at what point is it not stupid?
Were you asking me to eyeball it?
Yeah, like in general. I mean, is it just an eyeball thing and you feel like...
See, to me, I don't know that this is a question of safety. It's a question of judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because it looks stupid on video or because it's actually unsafe?
Well, it was just like when I said, hey, Nick, if a guy got shot doing this, how would you explain it? Right? And he's like, I wouldn't have a good answer. And you know what? I wouldn't have one either. It's like... Probably all of us have seen the video of some guy downrange at one of Jaeger's classes taking photographs. And Jaeger can explain till he's blue in the face why that's safe. Like, a gun doesn't get pointed at the guy's just standing there, you know. But, you know, he could say it's not unsafe. And a guy's never been shot doing it. It probably, I mean, strictly speaking, it's probably not unsafe in that that guy's going to be shot. He's like 5 yards away from these people shooting in his general direction. Probably nothing bad will happen. I suppose it's safe if you put it that way. Nobody's pointing a gun at him. However, in terms of judgment, it's really fucking stupid. Because how are you going to explain that if something bad happens? Like, you'd have no explanation. Be like, why the fuck is the guy standing down there? He's standing next to a target that you're shooting at. You have no explanation for this. Okay, so in terms of judgment, I think it's probably good for us if you put a first-person camera on a guy, put a camera on the guy's hat, you would not have him shooting in the direction of any people. That would probably be a good place for us to start. Right, in terms of stage design, that would be good. That'd be smart. You think so? I mean, that's a pretty easy...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy... Like, let's just not shoot in the direction of any people.
From that position, even if he shoots the target... I'm just looking at the picture now. I don't know if you guys are, but... Even if he shoots the target that's all the way in the corner of the back berm, you can still see that guy in the picture. I mean, obviously the gun is further away.
Yeah, but he's not. Then he wouldn't be shooting in that guy's direction.
Right.
I mean, it would like we wouldn't have. What I'm saying is, we wouldn't have fucking yellow visor guy, making an issue of it on social media. Yeah, I mean that. I mean, again, I would shoot the stage. I've shot lots of stages like that. But from an outside perspective, it doesn't look that good.
Right. That was the next thing I was going to say is we've all done it.
Yeah. Right. We've all done it. And then, again, for an outsider looking at it, like when that's the attitude of USPSA shooters, like, yeah, we do that all the time. Nothing unsafe about that. They're looking at you like you got a dick growing out of your head. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean that's not unsafe? You're talking crazy.
I can point to all the people that have been shot when that happened. Right?
Which is 0.
Yeah.
Which is 0.
Which is 0. So
Well,
that's how I defend it.
Look,
right,
no one's
well,
going to get hurt with this
that's
16 game
actually
anyway.
exactly the same defense that Jaeger would give for having a cameraman standing next to a target in one of his classes. It's exactly the same defense. Nobody's been shot. Nobody has a gun pointed at anybody. So fuck y'all.
The bottom line is, like, you have to trust the judgment of the stage designer, because you're not going to be able to make a rule that says your target has to be X number of degrees from 180 without
exactly. There's
restricting stage design in some cases, right?
Yeah,
so,
we definitely don't want a rule for that. That would suck balls. That would make the stages a lot less interesting, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
How do you guys feel about a big orange cone with the words muzzle safe point written on it?
Oh man, this sounds like IDPA. I like it.
Well,
They don't have a 180, but they've got a cone.
Well, you could have both in this situation.
Man, and flags. We should have flags.
A cone with a flag in it. A cone with a flag sticking out of it.
Okay.
What are you going to say, Nick?
Is there some reason the USPSA guy can't use a cone? I mean, I do like big cones sometimes.
It's actually not a bad idea, but whatever.
I've shot
Well,
IDPA
180 you could, but there's no such thing
well,
as
if a dude doesn't want to get shot, he can also, like, I don't know, not show
stand
up
on the
and
side
stay,
of the cone.
yes, or stay back. I don't know.
That'd be a great sign. If you don't want to get shot, just stay back.
Well, I mean, if you really think this dude might shoot you if you're 15 yards up range or whatever it was,
well,
quick, that's cool.
Wait, since we're all by video, by show of hands, does anybody think that anyone was in danger of being shot in this video?
What I'd like to see, I want to see some third-party video of that stage.
What's that, Nick?
I think that the context would be much improved if we had some third-person video of that stage from the back of the bay.
Yeah, I don't know if we can really judge. I don't know if we can really judge it because it's like a fisheye lens.
What the fuck?
I mean,
it is, man.
It is. I mean,
I think we need aerial drone footage to make that.
Obviously. Maybe we should just not talk about that freaking video.
I think
with third person, I don't think it would look as bad. I really don't.
I think you guys are kind of not understanding how social media works. Like, it's like if somebody posts a video, it's like, hey, I think this doesn't look safe to me, that you USPSA shooters are doing this, and you're like, well, show me the other angles. Get my protractor out and fucking measure this shit out, and I'll prove to you it's safe. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
all right.
You don't give a fuck. It's a perception issue. It's not like I don't think any of us thinks that a guy was in danger of getting shot. It doesn't look good. It looks like we're dumb, and then when we talk about it, I think we sound. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody that doesn't shoot USPSA, and I think we sound dumb. We're not defending this well. I can't defend it.
Well.
So then, seriously, is there? I mean, what are we to do about it? Is it
don't
just
shoot
government?
anyone.
Is there a rule? Is there a rule change?
Is there a rule?
No.
I cannot think of an intelligently written rule that would solve this problem, because oddball stuff like this does happen even on stages where you wouldn't anticipate it happening. Like, there's been plenty of times where I've moved laterally one direction or another in a stage, and then I end up twisting back like 160 degrees or something, and I'm shooting, and like the range officer's right by me, kind of like sort of like. If that person was not a very conscientious range officer, they would maybe get in the way. Like that happens, and that's stuff that's not good. And I'm not really sure how to fix that.
Let me ask this: Has anybody here, and we have years of experience combined, has anyone ever heard of somebody shooting somebody else at a match?
I've heard of a bullet leaving the berm situation, but that was it.
Like going over the
talking
berm?
About a ricochet?
No, somebody is going over.
Oh.
Yeah.
A bullet going over a berm.
Oh,
I think that shit happens a lot more than we probably will admit, but
it does.
It happens a lot.
I can't recall ever hearing of somebody shooting another person at a match ever.
No.
So what rule are you going to write that improves on that safety record, honestly?
Well,
how can you improve on a sport that's already extremely safe all the time?
I don't
well,
think
you could write.
Does it matter? Like, it's not about safety. Like,
Then what is it about?
I think
I'm sorry. It's like
I think it's about USPSA getting blasted lately.
Poster's gonna post, man.
Yeah, you could
I don't
write
know
a
what
rule.
to tell you, dude.
You could write, you can't place targets closer than. I mean, I guess then you'd have to get the protractors out. Closer than blah 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 degrees from
180
the back
degrees.
fault line, or we're not going to put a target on 180 degrees.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, whatever.
But I mean, you could write a rule.
It's got to be somewhere.
So that makes sense at the top of the bay, but once you're down in the bay and the berm is way behind you, why shouldn't you be able to shoot on the 180?
No, you should
I'm
be
saying
able
you can't place a target
Further than
within whatever
10
degrees
yards
of
from
the
the end of the berm.
rearmost portion. Like that guy's at the rearmost portion of the bay, standing in a box, and that target is at 100 and we'll just call it 65 degrees. So you could make a rule that says, from that position, the closest target can be whatever. I mean, I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying you could write something like that.
No, yeah, you could. You could say from the. Okay, if you're all the way at the back of the bay, then you get like 140 degrees of target placement, and then once you move up into the bay a little bit, then you get the whole 180 to place the targets.
Yeah, because I mean, every bay has that berm on the side ends, so that's. I don't want to talk about adding more rules to the sport because somebody's going to watch this and call their fucking board member guy.
We need more rules. Probably the one rule that the board might be thinking about after this is, hey, no more videoing at matches. that wouldn't shock you.
That would actually fix the problem.
that would, in many respects, would fix the problem because
the perceived problem. I don't think there's a problem. That's just me.
You don't deal with a lot of the FUDs that actually run boards.
No, because they keep people out by charging $1,300 to join.
Well, that's what they do in Georgia. Up here, like they turn on, but where I live, they turn on their computer once a year, and the one video I know those fuckers are gonna watch is the one that Angry Matt put up. And then it's like good luck
that's good
explaining
for
that.
Matt.
Get your wallet out and
contribute
to my campaign.
All right. Well, this was good fun. So, Nick, do you have anything else you'd like to say about USPSA? We're getting butt fucked on social media. What are we going to do about it?
Just be individually cognizant of what we post, video-wise, and number two, it's a perfect safety record. How are you going to improve on that? I mean, it's like,
hey.
It's seriously virtually perfect. I can't think of I'm not in any instance ever where somebody has shot somebody else at a match. Ever.
No, the best anybody's done is shoot themselves.
Right.
We're working on it though. Jesus.
And again, there's no rule you're going to write that's going to change that.
Can't stop it from shooting themselves.
Right.
All right, Matt. So you agree with Nick? We got to be individually cognizant of the videos we post, or in your case, repost.
That's not what he said.
No.
You said we have to be cognizant of the videos. I added that second part.
I thought he said you had to be aware of what you're doing safety-wise while at the range. I have to pay attention to what videos I post now? I can't do it.
Great. All right, and Candice, there is no problem, right?
There is no problem. Ignore social media. Continue as normal.
Yes. Social media, YouTube, stay the fuck off of it. It's all terrible. That's well done. All right, so if you want to send me a shooting question, head over to benstegger.com. I'd love to answer that for you. Nick Yanutola, you're available via Facebook and forums. Yes?
And YouTube, yes.
All right, Angry Matt, well, supertactical.com, we know about you. And Candice, people find her on social media, which you should now be ignoring, but find her on social media and make sure you comments to her.